Hi everybody, good morning. So today I look like a hot mess because I am, and also I felt like crafting. There's Logie Bear. There's wild Logie Bear. Yee! But I know you guys have seen this little corner I have here. It's Logan's little handprint over there. But we have had these pieces for a while. This I bought, I think, in like one of our first apartments, and then I bought the C and the S after to put in our old office in our house in California. And then obviously when Logan came, I had bought these, but I bought them to spell Logan. But because they're really small, I ended up going back to Michael's and buying a bigger set, so I'll show you the difference of that. So that's the one, I just moved it over into Logan's room. So I ended up buying these giant letters to make a little shelf for his room so he can have some glitter in here. So I wanted to keep this one with the other one since now there's the three of us, but none of the things match. Hey TV! So the idea here is to try to paint these to make them all like cohesive. The rest of my house is like pretty much like blues and greens, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just coming in here to say really quick, one of our family members has told me that her uncle was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, I believe, and it's been metastasized over his body. So if you guys even have $1 to donate, there's a GoFundMe going for him and his wife. And there's a detailed story about what has been happening to them as far as work and insurance and things like that. So I'm going to link that in the description below. So yeah, check it out if you guys want to. And sending you lots of love. I hope your uncle gets better. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Voiceover Sabrina is here and thriving. Just kidding. So here is my little art project I have. The paints that I have, those big tubs that I'm currently pouring paint out of, they were $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. So they're super affordable. The littler ones that you've seen in that previous scene, the blues, those were, I believe, $3.99. I'm not 100% sure. These are all paints that I already had in the house from other projects that I've done. But the bigger ones still had the little price tags on them. So, and the little sponge brushes that I am currently using, I love to paint with those just because they get a lot of surface space and they're really cheap. I believe I bought a box of like 30 of those in assorted sizes and it was like $15. So I just have this same box that I basically use in every crafting video full of brushes, and I haven't bought brushes in like 2 years, I feel like. So I'm just using the brush to obviously paint over all of the blue area. I've never painted metal before, and this M kind of felt like a baking sheet, if you know what I mean. Like, that's the kind of metal, you can see it's even kind of brown. So I wasn't sure how the acrylic paint would stick to it, but because of the way it was already painted, it was kind of rustic looking. It was distressed a little bit already, so I didn't really think that I was gonna have a problem with the paint chipping off because it already had, you know, texture to grip onto. And here is the S. This S is made, it's not wood, it's almost like particle board, so it's kind of weird in that sense. It did absorb the paint really well. And my idea was to just paint the front of this guy and the front of the C, so the white could still be on the sides. But at one point I did go a little too crazy and the paint went over the edge, and then I tried to wipe it and spread paint everywhere. So it's not good. Not good at all. But my house colors are green and teals in different shades of blue. Mostly lighter shades of blue. I don't really have any dark blues other than this chair that I sit in that you guys see in all my videos. So that's why I wanted to arrange it this way. Oh yeah, there you can see the edge of the paint has gone over, so I decided to paint the whole thing because I didn't want it to look, you know, it's an art project, but I also don't want it to look like an art project, if you know what I mean. So here's the C for Cameron. Also, I didn't mention those little tiny plastic shot glasses that I'm using. I bought them at the Dollar Tree and it was 24 little cups for $1. So if you're looking for disposable cups that you can, you know, put paint in and get rid of and not, you know, spend an arm and a leg, it's a good place to go. There's also glitters there. The glitters come in very small packages, so, but it's still glitter, so if you needed glitter and you don't want to spend a lot of money, it's a good place to look. Now this is Logan's L. The L's that, or the letters in his room that I showed you guys earlier are also kind of made of the same layered particle board wood, so they're a lot thicker, so I knew how this would behave with the paint because I've done this many a times before. And also my Christmas video, I can link it above. That's 5 handmade gifts. I did a big plaque that says love, and it's still in the house, but that one's also just strictly made olive wood, and it's easy to paint. So now I'm doing a second coat on the M. It kind of absorbed the paint, which I was surprised about, but yeah, I just felt like I needed a second coat. I didn't want any of that brown color coming through like you could see there, so everything needed an extra coat. Didn't want any more rusticy vibes, but I really like being able to paint over this and still know that this is from the first apartment that we had together, but now it, you know, matches the rest of the house, and we have the little letter L for Logan. So yeah, it's like a piece of us that keeps growing with it. Here's my S again. So I've learned from painting other things that you have to give yourself either a spot to hold the things or else you'll get paint all over your hands, or you have to, you know, let the first coat dry and then go back and paint over the areas you missed. So that's what I'm doing here with those white spaces. And also, if you could see the cardboard, or I'm not even sure what material this thing is made out of, it soaked up all the paint, so it definitely needed a second coat. I guess I should have painted the back too, but nobody sees the back anyway, so it's fine. Cameron C also did the same thing. It was kind of a little splotchy, so I went back and did a second coat on his C too. And here's a little spot I left for Logan so I could hold on to it. So his whole little L is getting a second coat. I love this color green. It's so like bright and fun, but it's not like a shocking green. It's bright but muted. Is that weird? Can you be bright and muted at the same time? I don't know. So here's where I decided to put glitter because Mama loves her glitter. So I just took one of those small shot glass things and started mixing the glitter with the colors that are around my house. So I thought it would be better than just making a green glitter, have specks of everything. This is the Super Gloss Mod Podge, obviously $8.99. I've had that little tub for the longest time, so Mod Podge really lasts a long time if you use it kind of like this, like you spread it around first and then you put the stuff on and then you use it as a sealant. I've had that canister, and then when I dip mugs with nail polish, I have a few videos, I can link one above. I use the other Mod Podge that is dishwasher safe and non-toxic, so if you're looking for something to paint glass with, the other Mod Podge is a much better choice. And this is how, if you guys have a different system, let me know. This is how I keep from wasting tons of glitter. I usually interchange 2 plates so that I can catch the excess and then continue pouring it onto my project. I am sure there's a more humane way, a more correct way of doing this. I just haven't figured one out yet, so this is what I do. Just put my project on there, sprinkle glitter, catch it in the plate, and keep reusing it. Or else you would, catch it on a tablecloth or a placemat or whatever, and then you can't really put it back on your project to reuse it. So this is my favorite way of putting glitter that I know of. If somebody shows me a better way, I am open to change. Here I'm just patting the glitter in to make it more densely packed, as well as like kind of push it into the Mod Podge. It makes a big mess when you do this on your fingers, but I feel like the glitter sticks way better when that happens. And I'm putting the glitter on the owl because Logan is my little sparkle king and I love him and he needs all the glitter. So this is me trying to be a civilized person and use a paintbrush to apply the glitter, even though you can see on my fingers full of paint. So just stamping the glitter onto the Mod Podge, literally the same thing I did to the M I'm doing to Logan's owl. Also, you are going to want to put the Mod Podge on top of your project as well. So once you use the Mod Podge as a glue, but you can also use it as a sealant, as a top coat for a glossy coat. They also make Mod Podges that are matte and other finishes, so if you don't want it to be glossy and sparkly, it doesn't have to be. And I'm not sure if I showed myself putting top coats on these or not, but I definitely did. Look at how pretty that is, so glittery. Ugh, and because I used the different colors, it looks more dimensional. So I don't know if you guys can see what I see here, but I really love how the M turned out, and the L for that matter. Like, I love how the L looks on its own, but when you look at it like sitting on the shelf, the L gets completely like camouflaged by the M. It looks like there's no L. So I'm going to have to repaint the L, probably solid green or maybe a different shade of blue to match our C and S, and we'll see what happens, because now I'm going to be painting over the glitter. So what my final decision was to do was to remove the M from this situation and put my Harry Potter picture behind it, which I think looks super cute. I didn't want to repaint the M because I love how the M turned out, and I didn't want to repaint the L. So this is my little gathering for us. And then the M has gone over here with my little crystal collections and my little candle from Monterey when we went a long time ago. So yeah, I love how the M turned out with all the glitter. I love the pop of color now in this area, and I love the Hogwarts behind the other letters. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!